Oi, lads. Okay. Does anybody actually know what the set's called? I know that 2 words in the set name are Forgotten Realms. I don't know what the full name is. I don't really care what the full name is, honestly. It's too long to care. Okay, chat. Wizards of the Coast, #ad, have blessed me with the rights to reveal a card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Thank you, chat. There's many things about this card that I like. I like its colour. I like its mana cost. I like its card type. And to be honest, I like its text. I've been waiting for the day that I get to reveal a card of this colour and this mana cost. To be honest, I've been waiting for the day that they just printed one of these things. My card is called Minion of the Mighty. And it is a red 1-drop. It's a red 1 mana rare. Alright, here we go. It's got a new thing on it, by the way. Pack Tactics. I don't know if we've seen any other Pack Tactics cards yet. Minion of the Mighty. It says dragon on it, by the way. It says the word dragon. I'll give you a moment to read it. Kobold card for Kobold Streamer. No. Minion of the Mighty, it's a 1 mana 0/1 menace with Pack Tactics. Now, I don't actually know what Pack Tactics does, but I assume that it's going to be when you attack with power X, do a thing. Right? By the sounds of the card. Whenever a Minion of the Mighty attacks, if you attacked with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, you may put a dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. So, obviously you can get power 6 by just playing some creatures and attacking with them, right? But there's also cards to get to power 6. Infuriates, Rimrock Knights, and 1 creature, you know? And then the question is, any dragons? Any dragons that you'd want to put into your deck so that they can come into play? Velomachus? Does Velomachus get a trigger off of this thing? Probably not, right? Yeah, could go in like a Lumimancer deck, man. Lumimancer can get to 6 power pretty easily. But bear in mind, you can just play it in a deck where you attack with, I don't know, a Robber of the Rich and a Bonecrusher Giant, right? That's 6 power. 1 Lovestruck Beast, yeah. Turn 1, make a human. Turn 2, play 2 of these. Turn 3, Lovestruck Beast. Swing it in. 2 dragons. GG's. 2 dragons from hand in play. When you read this card, do you say, thanks wizards, you pricks, my audience are going to tear me a new one for this shit card? Well, I don't think it's that shit, man. I mean, it's... Rotation is soon, right? Like, what other 1-drops do you have in red? You can play, after rotation, you can play this, or the Landfall Dog. I'll play this. So it's not shit because everything else is more shit? Well, of course that's how it works, man. It's all relative, innit? What absolute nonsense to suggest otherwise. That is exactly how it works, yeah. Has to be in a Magecraft deck? Well, it could go in a Magecraft deck. But also, it could go in just a normal creature deck, man. If you're playing a normal creature deck, then you're planning to attack with power 6 in your creature deck, aren't you? You're not gonna fill your red-based creature deck with a lot of 1/3s. It's gonna be 3/1s, 4/3s, you know. You can get to 6 power pretty easily. But it could be good in a Magecraft deck, or like a token deck with one way to buff your tokens, you know? So a lot of choices. Yeah, and it's got Menace, which is pretty good, right? Hopefully it can survive when it attacks in with your other creatures that have some power. Or maybe you just give this thing power, man, with Rimrock Knights and whatever. It is a D&D set as well, so we can probably expect some more dragons too. You gotta look at the existing red 1-drops, right? It's definitely an option. I don't think it's the clear best one of these, but it's one of the better ones. So I think you will see it. Unless nobody plays red creatures, I think people will try and find a way to make it work, because you just have to, right? There's no... What the hell else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Nothing. Charger's better. Well, Charger is bad without Rimrock, right? Knight in your deck, man. And, like, Charger and this would go in the same deck, dude. Because you want to buff your creatures with this, right? So you can get your dragons in, and you want to buff your Charger as well. So they would go in the same deck. Charger plus this, plus some Rimrocks, some Infuriates or whatever. And then, well, I mean, Goldspan Dragon, I guess, is a good card. Hellhound's kind of gas. Hellhound's okay, yeah, it's a bit weird though, isn't it? You have to play a lot of lands to make that good, which is not really something you want to do in a deck with a red 1-drop. Colossal Plow deck. I mean, attacking with power 6 or greater is not that difficult. Most decks attack with power 6 or greater just by randomly playing cards. So the question is, the real question is, what's your dragons? Yeah, I mean, Disneyland is turn 1 this, turn 2 Infuriates, yeah. It is possible to get... I mean, what's the literal biggest dragon? Turn 2 Belladross Witherbloom, chat. I mean, that's a threat, isn't it? That is a threat. I think this chat is underestimating how powerful it is to cheat out a dragon with a 1-drop creature. Well, one thing I've noticed in my time playing Magic is that people are very, very bad at evaluating aggro cards. There's only one way to evaluate an aggro card according to Twitch chat, and that is how does it fit into my my curve where I play land 1-drop, land 2-drop, land 3-drop, land 4-drop, and I attack all and my opponent doesn't do anything. And if I can deal 20 damage with that 1, 2, 3, and 4-drop, then that means all of those 4 cards are good. That's how they evaluate aggro cards. It's pretty weird. Opponent doesn't do anything is pretty much required for this to work. Why? Either your opponent does nothing, and then you try and get your dragons out, or they remove your 1-drop, and who cares, man? Who cares? My opponent uses Heartless Act on Minion of the Mighty. That is not bad for us. That is good for us. How many dragons do you need in your deck for this? Don't know, man. It depends what your deck looks like, really, right? So you need to assume that you're playing this on turn 1, and then whatever the average turn is that you're attacking with 6 power, which I guess would probably be turn 3, right? So you need to draw however many dragons you need to draw a dragon by turn 3. It's probably quite a lot. It's not an aggro card, weirdly enough. Yeah. Depends what you mean by aggro, man. There's there's no such thing as aggro anymore, really, in the way that you mean it. Everything's just a mid-range deck, innit? But yeah, you probably want a dragon by turn 3 or 4. Pack tactics sounds pressure. I don't think so, man. Pack tactics. This is the type of mechanic that is either unplayable or very, very good, right? It's not. It's never going to be medium, but who cares about medium ones? You only care about the very good ones, right? And this has a chance of being very good. Terror of Mount Velis gives double strike to everything. I mean, you gotta remember, it's an almost a certainty that there will be quite a lot of dragons in a D&D set, right? Like, almost a certainty. This one. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn. Okay, dude. Dragon Winota. Like, a Winota style deck, but dragons. And your Winota costs 1 mana. Wait, yeah, so it's possible. Turn 2 lethal is possible, huh? Turn 1 this. Turn 2 infuriate, pull a terror from your hand. That's 22 damage. I mean, it's a 1, 2, 3. It's a 4-card combo with 2 lands, but I mean, it is theoretically turn 2 win. One of them's got menace and one of them's got flying. That's this, you know. The highest tier of copium? Well, you say copium, dude, but is there even any other turn 2 theoretical wins in standard? Okay, is there even any, even like 10 card combos? I don't think so. Have there been more card reveals already? Ooh, I see a mythic, chat. I see myself one of those mythics. Okay, what is this? Trelasara Moondancer, green, white, 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put a counter and scry 1. Okay, so a better Pridemate, huh? I mean, Pridemate's not great, but I'm gonna be honest, I think Ajani's Pridemate is an underrated card. Ajani's Pridemate gets attached to meme tier, but I'm not gonna lie, Ajani's Pridemate is a good creature. Legendary is a bit yikes, yeah. What about a green-white? Does green give you anything else if you wanted to play like a green-white Heliod deck in standard? What else do you get from green? Ooze? What? You get Coco in standard, huh? Alright, Coco has been reprinted into Forgotten Realms, has it? I mean, that sounds gas, to be honest. Let's do that. Let's reprint Coco, please. Valorous Bard. 3 mana, 2/3, Inspire. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Wasn't Inspire... That was a Hearthstone mechanic, right? Inspire? What did Inspire do in Hearthstone again? Use hero power? Yeah, and then what happens? I forget. Then Inspire happens? Yeah, what was Inspire though? Give me an example of an Inspire effect, I forgot. Inspire, draw a card. Okay, I'm tilted. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Okay, chat. I see a rare land, and I'm hyped. What is this? Tarask. 6 GGG. For a big dino. 10-10 dino. 9 mana, 10-10 dino. When it enters the battlefield, if it was cast, it gains haste and ward 10. I mean, ward 10 is just hexproof, isn't it? Kind of. That's 10 mana. Ward 10 mana. Whenever it attacks, it fights target creature defending player controls. Okay, chat. I'm not gonna lie, this is just a Sultai Ultimatum card.
CROKEYZ Omega.
Sag. This is a Sultai Ultimatum card. Sultai Ultimatum actually casts, huh? So you get the haste and the ward 10, and then you get to kill your opponent's creature. Seems very cool. No vigilance though, at least. Card's kinda terrible. But maybe it'll... Maybe people will play one copy of it in Sultai Ultimatum. Probably not though. Don't get me wrong. Alright. Rare black land. If you control 2 or more other lands, enters tapped. Okay. 3B. Until end of turn, Hive of the Eye Tyrant becomes a 3/3 black beholder creature with menace, and whenever this creature attacks, exile target card from defending player's graveyard. It's still a land. So 4 mana, 3/3 menace, huh? Exile a card. So, I mean, manlands have to be really bad to be bad. This is obviously good. So we've got a red and a black one already. Are we gonna get a land for every color? Because we already have Haven as well, man. Alright, this looks like it's the blue one, huh? Yep, 2 or more lands tapped. 5 in a blue. 7/7 creature with ward 3. Monk-ass, man. I mean, that is a hell of a lot better than Barons. It's kind of scary, isn't it? Card is kind of scary. That's a good land, mate. That is a good land, mate, yeah. Although, to be honest, man, it's kind of just worse than White Castle, innit? So if we're getting a full cycle of these things, and there's already Haven... I don't know, chat. It kind of... It's early days, of course. It's very early days. But it's feeling like possibly a monocolor meta, maybe. Because you're going to want some Field of Ruins too, right? I mean, it's just... There's just going to be manlands all over the place. And you're wanting to play your own manlands too, right? So the only real way you can fit a Field of Ruin in is in your monocolor deck. Interesting. I mean, all 3 of those, the blue, the black, and the red one so far, really good. Owl Bear. 5 mana, 4/4, draw a card. Is that a limited bomb? Kind of, man, honestly. Kind of a bomb. And Trampo? No. Does it have Trampo? Is that Trampo? That's Trampo. Okay, I mean, good card. I don't know why enters the battlefield, draw a card has like a named Keen Sense. That's kind of weird, right? Rare artifact. Mtg XD. Artifact. Enters the battlefield with X void counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile your sphere. All creatures and planeswalkers with mana value less than or equal to the number of void counters on it, and all creature and planeswalker cards in graveyards with mana value less than or equal to the number of void counters on it. I mean, this thing kind of sucks, guys, I'm not gonna lie. This thing's terrible. Delayed wipe? Yeah, but delayed wipe is shit, man. because your opponent... delayed wipe completely benefits the person who's getting wiped, right? Because they don't need to cast any cards into your wipe, and they just get an extra free attack for no reason, because you could have just used the extinction event instead. Like it doesn't change anything. You don't save any mana, they don't waste any mana, essentially. Like it's... I guess you're playing the slow deck and both players have one more land in play than otherwise, but I mean, which benefits you slightly. But I mean, really. You're taking an entire attack to progress one land? Pretty yikes. This thing seems unplayable to me. I mean, it's a cool card, but for Arena it sucks. Purple Worm. 2 less to cast if a creature died this turn. 8/7 with ward 2. Okay, that's not even good in draft, is it? Demir Mythic, chat. Xanathar Guild Kingpin. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent. Until end of turn, that player can't cast spells. You may look at the top card of their library at any time. You may play the top card of their library, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any colour to cast spells this way. Isn't this is just a commander, right? Like, they've just put a commander. People will play this as a commander, for sure. Ecuador! Ecuador!